baffled by the noise of too many gods. As in ancient Greece, everyone has their personal God who is supreme over all others. How are you to make sense of that? Our founders were anxious to find, quote, someone who thinks like I do, to be accepted for thinking differently. Our homesteaders have no problem thinking differently. They want to know, in the words of Rodney King, we all just get along. Our pioneers hungered for more information about their world. They defined the ministry as educational. Our homesteaders also want to learn, but they're drowning in too much information. Every day, cable TV, for instance, brings more and more channels with less and less worth watching. Today's generation wants a church to help them sort out what is worthy of their attention, their loyalty, and their time. Oh, and speaking of time, our spiritual lives are profoundly shaped by scarcity, and what today's moms and dads are lacking most is time. Having joined, by choice or requirement, a two-job per household family culture that enables them, like their parents, to have the things that make a good life, the boomer wants to know whether she will ever have the time enough simply to enjoy her life and her family. Now, I want to be very careful. Neither of these divergent sets of needs and expectations are better. The church is here to serve all its members. Nonetheless, there is bound to be discord between those who rejected traditional faith and those who are simply seeking some kind of solid faith in our cultural wasteland. When confronted by these tensions, it is useful to ask whether they involve the permanent or the transient, substance or style. And it is helpful to remember change is a given and often discomforting. The challenge, as always, in Unitarian Universalist congregations is to minister to one another across the generations, working through our differences with love and respect to find our common ground. Jesus said, "Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away." And so it is with us. Our ways of attaining oneness with the divine may vary, but the spiritual hunger for it remains constant. I believe each one of us wants a compelling reason to get up in the morning, wants help making sense of our daily experience, especially human suffering, our loneliness, and our ever-present anxiety about love and death. Each wants a sense of belonging to the human community as a valued member. Each wants to be part, I think, of a larger scheme of things that endures, that which some call God. Although the words we may use change, the questions of soul remain. And the reason MBUC is here is to help us ask and answer those questions in every age. To keep the cellars open for both the vintage wine and for the new harvest yet to come. These universal hungers then point to the challenges ahead. Davies emphasized the feeling of responsibility for our fellow human beings, the urge to be kind, so that when someone asks, "Where now is thy God?" we can answer, God is where God always was, in the struggle. Not on some altar, but in the struggle. In the pain of our hearts, in the sharpening edge of our conscience, in the welling up of courage, in the purpose that we cannot forsake and never shall. God, the sacred, the answer to our spiritual hunger is found in the everyday struggle for economic justice and human dignity, in the ordinary struggle for healthy physical and cultural environments, in the steady struggle to put an end to our wars and to proclaim our common destiny. The holy will be made manifest. It will emerge in the uncommon struggle to make the gospel of universal love lasts true. Recently, David Bumbaugh, my predecessor in this ministry, wrote, "We are called to preach the gospel of a world where each is part of all, where everyone is sacred, every place is a holy ground, where all children, where all are children of the same great love, all embarked on the same journey, all destined for the same end." The challenge of the new millennium is to be faithful to this call. If we are, we will attain that oneness with the divine. Saint-Exupéry tells us, "In a house which becomes a home, one hands down and another takes up the heritage of mind and hand, laughter and tears, musings and deeds. It is needful to transmit the passwords from generation to generation." So thank you, pioneers, for 40 years of faithful devotion. Bless you for your many gifts. Know that your legacy is and will be passed on faithfully to the next generation. Know also we're not done yet. We must all walk together. Pioneers and homesteaders, long-timers and Joni-come-laters, young and old, we must all work toward the challenges of our future. The promised land still calls. One thing for sure, you can trust the future leadership of this church to honor your sacred legacy. How do I know this, you ask? Why, just look. Here they come now. After the first verse of the hymn we're about to sing has concluded, our leadership at the front of the church, including the children, will go out this door, through the garden gate, and out to the planting of our tree. You are invited to either follow through that door or come through the other chapel doors. And we're going to meet at the south lawn, that's the far edge that way of Holland Hall, for the conclusion of our service. Let us sing our hymn. Marlene shares the story about planting for the future. Our strong backs will rest this beautiful oak into the hole. Hold on, guys.
Howard Thurman tells this story. I watched him for a long time. He was so busily engaged in his task that he did not notice my approach until he heard my voice. Then he raised himself up with all the slow dignity of a man who had exhausted the cup of haste to all the very dregs. He was an old man, as I discovered before our conversation was over, a full 81 years old. And as we talked, it was revealed that he was planting a small grove of pecan trees. The little treelets were not more than 2.5 to 3 feet high, about the size of this one, maybe a little bit smaller. My curiosity was unbounded. Why did you not select larger trees, I said, so as to increase the possibility of your living to see them bear at least one small cup of nuts? He fixed his gaze directly in my face with no particular point of focus, but with a glaze that took in the totality of all my features. And after a while, he said, "These small trees are cheaper, and I have very little money." I puzzled about that, and I said, "So you do not expect to live to see the trees reach maturity and bear fruit?" He replied, "No, but is that important? All my life I have eaten from trees that I did not plant. I have eaten fruit that I did not grow, that I did not plant and prepare for. Why should I not plant a tree to bear fruit for those who may enjoy it long after I am gone? And besides, those who plant because they will only reap the harvest and not plant for those to come have no faith in life. And we have faith in life."
Now we'll throw some dirt in there with these golden shovels.
There. Oh, Sherman. Let me try. Have fun. Let me have a try. Can I try it? Yeah. Let me try. She already had a try.
Someone else.
Everybody else gets a turn.
Okay, she's had a turn. Step back. Try put something this side.
John Stevens, where are you, sir? John, come tell us whether we've done it right.
Oh no, we don't want to ask that.
Quick, cover up the plastic pot.
Hey, how come that girl gets lips?
You can get a turn.
It takes a big heart, a lot of faith.
Okay, Cameron.
Think 40 years ahead.
I feel this
Now I'd like you to, in the custom of this church, join hands with your neighbor.
Great.
The light of faith, born well over 4 centuries ago, nurtured by martyrs and heroes of every age, handed on down generation to generation, came into these hands, has glowed brightly on this hill for 40 years. And now, planting and treasuring the future, granting the light to the future. These hands, these hearts, happy birthday and to you, city. Amen. I'm on my way, and I won't turn back. I'm on my way, and I won't turn back. I'm on my way, and I won't turn back.
Did it over by the carriage house?
Nick, they got a monkey.
Hold it. Hold, wait a minute. Don't talk about it. You just see the ace-9. DS9. So open the episode. Look, let's not argue about it. It's like on a walk. No.